Ciao, Brian.
Hello, Brian. Thank you for coming and giving this opportunity.
Hope
we
you're
are
well, but you look well, so. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you survived to the Oktoberfest. That is great. Yeah. Not bad, huh? So, we have here, this year, a lot of showcases. So, we can start looking some minerals randomly. So, I would start from one of the localities I love, especially because I collect mainly garnets. And this locality, the Tong Bay in China, is very famous for the garnets, spessartine. And it's pretty common to see in all the shows around the world some garnets. But what we want to present is something more unusual. Is a huge fluorite from the same locality, and you can recognize the place from the spessartine included in the quartz, in the smoky. And what makes this piece for me unique and unusual, it's a cluster all over crystallized from the quartz with a very high luster. Some garnet totally included in the quartz that make it more special, and a beautiful octagonal fluorite. Great color and size. This is coming from the Pellegrini collection, a very famous collection. If somebody wants to know more about this, there is a issue of the mineralogical record in 2011 about the Italian collectors, and one of the best collectors was him, Luciano Pellegrini. This piece is just restored on the top, so it presents one small restoration on top, and the color, it's a really great purple.
I would like to mention that in the description Alessandro gave to the piece, indeed he pointed out that the crystal is growing on a nice cluster of quartz crystal typical of the locality, but below the fluorite crystals are growing on the bottom of the group of quartz crystals, just because of this was a piece which fall down from the roof of the pocket right after the formation and before the growing of the fluorites. So actually the fluorites are still in the back of the quartz crystals, and it is quite typical in this type of pegmatite, but in this specimen is extremely well represented.
So now after this, I have to review the price. Now, it was just 9,000, maybe I will increase a little bit more, okay? Yeah. If we want to see something really, really exceptional, Fede, I think we have to speak about this emerald. This emerald we are bringing in this show, first for the size, the color, and the quality. This is coming from Pakistan, from Chitral. The Chitral district is pretty common in the last period to see some emeralds, but never in this size and in this transparency. What makes this piece special, I think Federico can describe better than me.
Yeah, this was quite a famous piece at the time. It was happening 1.5 years ago, I believe. It was on the market. Several people were looking at the piece, and at the origin it was a big object with the crystals embedded in the matrix, and they were looking like disassembled by the tectonics. So when we inspected the piece and we realized that these super gemmy crystals were inside the matrix, we suspected that they were part of the same crystal cluster. So it was a lot of money, but it was too enjoyable and intriguing for us try to understand if it was a single piece. So at the end we decided, we went and we bought it. We brought in the lab, we worked at it, we isolated the crystals, and we were able to repair back the group on the original basis, and indeed it was a single crystal cluster. And it is one of the most transparent and lustrous emerald crystal clusters I know from the locality.
I think also the top, it's pretty unusual because where they are included, usually the termination is not very well done. Sometimes it's not so flat, sometimes it's not so well formed. So in this crystal, in these specimens, you have everything. from the shape, the color, the transparency, and the geometry of the piece make it so special.
I would like also to point out something about this magnificent quartz crystal from Carrara. What I want to point out is that
the hardest piece to record, because it's white on white with the highest transparency you can have on the quartz. I put my hand.
Gems.
Yes, like this you can see. It's really, really, really the top quality from Carrara.
We focused recently on a little bit on this locality, and we collected a few from some high-level collectors and especially from the locality, some top quality pieces, including this one. And we like to take the risk of trimming down these pieces to nice objects without having, as usual, the cut surfaces which are characterized most of these specimens. And okay, this is a nice example of what the Carrara marble can produce. And you have also to think that this marble is exactly the statuario, the best one from Carrara, the most famous, the one the artists sculptured in the past, in the last hundreds of years. And these quartz crystals of this quality are right in the cavities of this type of marble. So it's quite a miracle that this can happen in nature.
For these specimens, what makes these very, very strong, the quartz is totally freestanding out of matrix. It's not laying on the matrix, on the marble. And also the other two minor crystals are super gemmy, super lustrous. This is the top quality. The quarry is the La Facciata. I think we put a very reasonable price. It's 3,700 on this. And in my opinion, it's something is a must. I just advise everybody, there is a small ding restored on top on the main crystal, but I think it's very hard in this moment nowadays to find something like this from this locality. We stay in Italy with some sulfur for the lovers of the yellow. If you want to put some color, balancing the no color of the quartz, you can balance with a yellow sulfur. Huge crystals, Cozzodisi, classic locality in Sicily. This is also very nice because all the crystals are focused in the middle of the piece, and the size of the main crystal is it's incredible. I think it's more than 5 centimeters. No repairs, no restoration. This is priced 15,000, but it's a must for every collector. When you put in the showcase, you can see the difference to have this inside or outside. And if we want to stay in Italy, I just point out this beautiful rare mineral, but very famous for all the collectors, is fosgenite from Montepone, Sardinia. This has a special shape with the intergrowing of two crystals. It's an old specimen we had chance to buy from a French collector. 5,500 for a very important, and it is a must. I mean, fosgenite in every collection. This is a miniature, lovely size, top quality. Another crystals in the back complete the piece.
And the
Galena matrix. Yes.
The two crystals have quite a different morphology, and they are combined in a single cluster. No damages, no repair, no restorations.
Yes. I think we can move from this. We can go in another showcase where we have something really cool. What do you think, Fede? This, I think, is the most photographed piece from this showcase. This cool hematite. A lot of people, yes, a lot of people said it reminds them a turtle. I don't know why, but this is what the public said. And what makes this special, you can easily see, are all the stripes, horizontal stripes, very lustrous, opposite of the surface, with a lot of other stripes in this direction. The crystal is very thick, really, really thick, totally crystallized. Was in an old collection in Italy. The locality could be Novo Horizonte. This is what we discovered. We can go ahead and try to find out better with some experts. I don't know if Fede, do you know something else about these tribes? Or
I am completely lost
because
about
it's very
these tribes.
looks like a step of growing, but I think
Yeah.
it's very unusual to see in this kind of hematite from
And
Brazil.
this is three-dimensional. Eh?
Yes.
It's
The thickness.
going around.
And this is totally natural, so
Yeah.
all over. So the turtle hematite, 4,500. I think it's a very fair price. It's totally different from the others.
For that price, I'm surprised it's still
Yeah.
in the case.
Yeah,
Yeah.
me too. But we are glad maybe we can bring it in Jason.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
I would like
This one I think
yeah.
we bored or we already spoke in what's that in
Exactly.
Saint Marie, so it's
Yes.
it's okay.
But in this showcase, I believe that there are several pieces which actually are particularly interesting. This is one of my preferred pieces because of its Alpine origin. A huge Vesuvianite from Bellecombe, the most classic locality for the Vesuvianite in Italy, and it is one of the most impressive and showy pieces I ever seen. There is the piece is repaired right in the middle because it was found as two parts, slightly recrystallized, which is quite typical of the cavities from this locality, and there are a couple of other smaller restorations, but it is very three-dimensional, and with this huge crystal which was probably in contact with the roof of the pocket, but it is fully recrystallized with this spray of crystals coming out from there. So this is a very famous Italian old classic, something that in this moment cannot be discovered anymore and found anymore.
Yeah, on this one we have 15K on this, and as Fede said, it's pretty impossible to find another one. So
I would like also to go to this unusual tourmaline crystal. So this is, in my opinion, particularly interesting because of the colors you can see through the crystal and the top. This is a tourmaline crystal, and the other nice feature of the piece are these pinkish blades of muscovite or lepidolite. Actually, there is some geochemical information which are very interesting about this piece. Manganese is the element responsible in general for the pink color in pegmatites. And we have these special pinkish blades of muscovite or lepidolite, which probably contain some traces of manganese. But what is incredible is the very deep saturated purple color of the last 3 millimeters.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I just have this piece. We just have this piece, and but I really would like sooner or later to find a fragment from the same pocket, which actually was an old famous pocket from Paprock, and try to analyze, because in recent years in Elba Island, this type of purple tourmaline resulted a new species. So I don't know which is celeriite. And I don't know if this crystal actually could be celeriite or not. Look at the color when you put the color is like fluorite, like the most saturated fluorite.
Yeah.
So this is a special object. This is 11K, which is, in my opinion, very reasonable for the piece.
yes, and I think this is another incredible piece.
Pegmatite mineral.
Yes, it's a beautiful, beautiful hydroxylerderite from Brazil. I hope you can see the real color. It has a purple color.
Yeah.
The size and the
Unrepaired
crystallization.
and restored.
Yes, unrepaired and restored.
The twin is
so lustrous.
unbelievable.
Yeah, the quality of the surface is amazing,
Look
and
at
you
this
can
position, the twin.
see the twin
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and the beautiful magic with mica.
Floater.
Yeah,
complete floater.
Also, this piece was published in 2011 in the special issue on the Italian collectors of mineralogical record.
Nora.
Yes, from Pellegrini. And is still one of the most amazing hydroxylerderite we saw from Brazil. I know at that time was sold as the biggest one, but in this moment I have no records. I mean, I'm a young guy, I cannot all this information, but yes. And this is 25,000.
Okay.
It's 10 by itself, and it's really unusual piece, unusual aesthetic. We move to, if you want, we show you something we put in the drawers because we don't want to put outside, and these are the most recent pieces we had. Some of these arrived 2 days before we leave. For example, this one we found in Denver is a beautiful gwindle from Switzerland. You can see the line.
Unbelievable line. This is crazy, eh?
Yeah.
This is
Inside this gwindle, and what makes this piece more special, you have the two normal pieces, the two normal crystals of quartz there. And all the tips are perfect, so no restore on this.
That's great.
For Alpine lovers, I think this is a must.
And look, this is something I'm realizing just now. This is a left side quartz crystal, and this is a right side quartz crystal.
That's great.
So,
So
gwindle, right side, left side.
Wow.
yeah.
This is just now, while he was showing, and you never realized. Yes.
Another piece where I have to review the price on it now. So I will shut up now.
What is the price? No price.
This is 12,000. This is a very special piece from Alps.
Yeah.
What I want to show you now is a classic from Twissi, Morocco, yellow anglesite. What makes this piece special is the thickness, the color on top, and the crystallization of the anglesite. I hope you can see the extra face here, the very small one in front, and the display of the piece make it great, I think.
What is unbelievable is the contrast between the super high quality of the termination of the crystal and actually the rough appearance of the rest. So there is a very nice contrast.
Absolutely.
We have 12,000 on this, super special.
That's fantastic.
Probably you will see in some photos because I like the display. Oh, here we have I think everybody knows
Classic.
about this classic Heliodor from Ukraine. What we love as everybody who loves this kind of specimens, the edging and the quality of the transparency. The luster of this piece is pretty high.
It's flawless.
Yes. We go ahead. This is 5,000 piece. And now we go on a real historical piece. I think we are around the 1880s.
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
the second
or
half of
150
the 19th
150
century.
years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
This is an anatase from Bean, Hercartini. A super crystal of 1.3 centimeters on matrix with some magnetite on combination. This is the typical matrix from the locality. About the crystallization, I think Federico can explain better what is happening there, but as you can see, there are a lot of extra phases.
Yeah, indeed, this is the typical anatase from the locality, which is composed by tetragonal bipyramid with some prism faces, but in this case we have a lot of additional small faces. I believe other more steep tetragonal pyramids, and some faces have striations or not. At the end it is like a ball of faces with the typical very high luster of anatase because of the very high refractive index. Actually, we have to mention that this piece actually is not the crystal is repaired, but the crystal with the small matrix around actually was off when we got the piece, and it was just cleaned and put back exactly perfectly in its original position. But this is really a incredible
Yeah.
object, yes.
Absolutely.
And actually, I also can tell you that we were thinking if put back or not the piece with the matrix because it was a fantastic thumbnail.
Yeah.
So at the end, we said we can always take out and preserve the thumbnail. But now with its original large matrix, it is a showy piece for a showcase for somebody interested in something classic.
What's the price?
On this one is 9,000.
9,000.
9,000, yeah. It's a very special one. And this is my fault about the price because I don't want to leave it going. And I was trying to keep because I love this Alpine piece. This is just a fast show to you. I know you can see a lot of vanadinite, but this I think is very special for the display of the crystals. You can start with this kind of fenêtre or I don't know in English how you can call this kind of crystallization.
Of window.
Yeah, with some yellowish vanadinite, a small baby grown on the top of this one, and going up, and make this beautiful display with a super luster.
It's like a natural sculpture.
Yeah.
We were impressed about the geometry of the group.
Everybody saw a lot of this, but when the display is very well done, like in these specimens, we fell in love and we take. This is 4,500. Yeah, very fair price. Yeah, to let them happy. We move to the other showcase. We try to do our best to be fast.
So we are in front of another showcase in which I would like to point out the attention to this magnificent tourmaline crystal from Badakhshan. This is, in my opinion, one of the most interesting crystals I have seen from Badakhshan. Basta così. And look the polychromic effect, unrepaired, unrestored on matrix. And I have not to describe so much this piece as you can see by your own self how good it is.
I just want to point out.
Yes,
the lights
again,
like this,
the purple termination probably very rich in manganese.
Yeah, this is a 34,000 specimen. Perfect from Deodara. Also, this one I think is published.
This was published on the Deodara article on mineralogical record a couple of years ago.
If we move again to the Alps, I just point out these beautiful specimens. Is a quartz with actinolite inclusions. What makes this special is the transparency and the luster of the piece. This is coming from Schimfus. Usually from Schimfus area is pretty common to have included quartz with actinolite and rutile and other minerals, but they're really, really full, like this one. So yeah, in this case, it's more transparent because the actinolite is not very present and make this very, very shiny and special. The size also of the crystal is unusual. This is a 3,500 specimen. For Alpine lovers, I think it's incredible. I just point out there is a small restoration on the of the ding on the top, almost invisible. So we can move.
But I don't want to leave this showcase before showing you this one. This one is my preferred piece probably of this showcase. It's a small object, but in my opinion, this is really crazy. I don't know how many people understand this stuff, or maybe I'm just crazy, but look at it.
From Stagnala, it's always nice to see some tourmalines. In this case, the display is crazy. The termination, I think, is foytite.
Possibly, we have not
and
analyzed.
And the green is very, very easy.
Yes, elbite and shore below. But the combination, the association, everything together, when I saw for the first time the piece coming out from the mine, I told to Alessandro, buy this immediately.
7,500 for these 4 candles.
Yeah. I guarantee you, the miners charge us crazy price because even for them it was, they said, no, you have to pay this.
Oh, we have other 3 showcases. We try to do our best to show you what we like. I think here the most special piece is what is coming out from the Federico Pezzotta collection before he decided to collect mostly Elba. This is a Greek amethyst from Serifos. I think the display, the size and the color of this piece for a locality like Serifos is super unusual. Yes, totally crystallized. This bridge of this quartz, I have to keep this one. I mean, was good enough to have this V, but we like to do something better.
This has a couple of
restorations, yeah, on
and
the
it is
tips.
also repaired, I believe. I don't remember, maybe one is, this one is repaired on the side, just to mention.
But this is a 3,000 specimens from Serifos, Greece. It's not easy to see more.
35 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
Do you want to say something?
No, just Congo selection. But
Yeah.
it is always enjoying. Look at this quality. This is making me crazy. This is really something I like.
And we cannot show you everything, so we invite everybody next time to come and visit in Munich. I mean, it's worth to come. There are a lot of specimens, more than what we showed in these minutes. Okay, so Brian, thank you very much for your time. It's always enjoying.
Thank you. I hope people
Yeah.
enjoyed.
See you in Tucson for sure.
You bet.
And thanks again.
Okay,
Thank
good
you. Ciao.
Bye bye.